Meet Mike Zakarian.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Little NBA bet action coming at you. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the podcast as well. Like the stream. Do all of those things. Who do we got in the chat here? Bright and early this morning. Steve's getting the work done early. We got Borland. We got a Borland sighting. All right. Jay Blaze up in here. There you go. $5 foot long. There you go. Boston Bay's Common Man's here. All right. We got Smoke Some. We trade Aces, Matic Auto, Reese Davis up in here with some Kai Jones energy. Boudevine up late or early. I have no idea what time it is in Amsterdam. Stubbs is here. Ibrahim, let's go. Zeely, good morning. Let's get some business done here off the top, and then we'll dive into a jam-packed NBA bet. If you missed it yesterday, we had a fun interview, conversation, I don't know what you want to call it, with our guy Billy Jackson over on the Elite Fantasy Hoops channel. So go check that out. That's been a well-received video so far. I think we're like closing in on 500 views already. Are you kidding me? So go check that out if you haven't done so yet. Also on that channel, we'll have the first edition of Value Hunting for Game Week 1. That's going to drop a little bit later this afternoon. My schedule got flipped around a little bit, so no happy hour stream, I don't think, today. But I'll trade you a happy hour for a Value Hunting. So that's what we got going on. Regulator GM. And then just a reminder, we got one more NBA bit before the start of the season. So Monday, we'll have an NBA bit. Tuesday, I'm still not entirely sure what the structure of the day is going to look like, but we'll definitely have some stuff for you. Definitely the first episode of Live Before Lock. And then we got freaking basketball action coming at you on Tuesday. So you just love to see it. You love to see it. I don't know. Do we have anything else? Any other business we need to get off of our chest here before we dive in? Shout out. Yeah, look at the regular city buzz, bitches. Good to see everybody in there for our Charlotte, our CLT bros. But let's dive in. Let's switcheroo here. There you go. KOC's new podcast is out. Of course, I got a Twitter notification. So we got a lot of annoying stuff. Yesterday. Injury-wise, not great, Bob. Isaiah Hart-enstein of the Oklahoma City Thunder, just after everybody got done doing their over-under podcasts, everybody's like, Oklahoma City, the number 1 seed with a bullet, easily going to the top. And then Hart-enstein now is out until out late for 6 weeks. And then he's getting reevaluated. Also, you're right. I should have committed to the bid. TST says was expecting to see you in scrubs. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But anyways, Hart-enstein out 5 to 6 weeks and then is going to get reevaluated. That sucks. That sucks just from like a basketball standpoint. I was excited to see those two bigs play next to each other. I feel like we only got one taste of it. And now, Oklahoma City's actually in this kind of weird spot, right? So, luckily, Chet Holmgren played all of the games last year. Clearly can play the 5 for them. But the other Jalen Williams, the bigger Jalen Williams, the one who goes by J Will and not J Dub, he's currently out right now. He's missing some time with an injury, and it doesn't look like he's going to be back for the beginning of the season. They also have Kenrich Williams, who is one of their other bigs. He's also out for a little bit. So they are really thin at that big position. Now, luckily, it's Mark Daigneault is like a mad scientist right now with roster construction, right? They threw out so many different so many different lineups last season. They've got our guy, Ron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe. But the guy that I'm a little bit interested in here, the rookie, Dylan Jones, I believe the rook they've got. But I'm actually kind of intrigued by Ousmane Dieng, which we'll talk a little bit more about on Elite Fantasy Hoops later today. But it'll be curious to see how OKC handles this with their bigs. I don't think this is like a big concern of like, oh, Oklahoma City's going to be tanking now. Like, they're going to be fine. I joked earlier in this offseason that if they had just gotten Alex Caruso and not Hart-enstein, or just Hart-enstein and not Alex Caruso, they still would have crushed the offseason. But no, they're going to be out there cooking. Common Man already thrown his Dallas Mavericks energy, says smells like small ball and SGA foul merchanting. Yeah. And then regular set brings up the question, who's more important to the team, Porzingis or Hart-enstein? Man, I don't know. The Celtics, I believe, were 21-4 without Porzingis last year. It seems like both of these teams are still fine in the regular season. Both the Celtics are still going to win a ton of games. The Thunder are still going to win a ton of games, whether they have Porzingis or Hartenstein. However, I do think that impacts their ceiling, right? I think it was pretty sexy to be like, OKC is going to win 60 games and go to the NBA Finals and contest with the Boston Celtics or the New York Knicks or whoever comes out of the East. I think without Hartenstein, that does slow their roll a little bit, because the biggest issue that we saw from them in the playoffs last season was their inability to grab a rebound, whether it was on the offensive side or the defensive side. And, Caruso helps defensively, but it does not help with the rebounding. So, or it doesn't help with the bigs rebounding anyway. So they are going to need Hartenstein. It does sound like this isn't one of those injuries, right? It's not a soft tissue injury, if you will. It's a hard tissue. It's not a hard tissue, but it's not a soft tissue injury where like it's a hamstring and he's out for 5 weeks and then we get to see how the hammy feels. And is there a setback? This is a fracture in the hand. So when he is healed up, he should be ready to go, should be able to come right back into their lineup. So this does feel like it's a 5-6 week injury and then he'll be back. And I mean, the good news for OKC, similarly to the Celtics with Porzingis, they're probably not going to be in a place where they need to throw everybody in there. Like they're not going to have to like run, like we're going to get him out here. Like they're probably still going to be top of their conferences and they'll be okay. So we'll see. Yeah, people are enjoying that hard and soft tissue stuff. I get it, baby. I freaking get it. So that's the first big blow here, and we'll have to wait and see. I mean, again, I think I'm more curious from a fantasy perspective how OKC is going to handle their bench rotation. Maybe we get a little bit more Aaron Wiggins, a little bit more Isaiah Joe, but neither of those are big boys, right? And I don't think they want to be playing Chet 82 games, So we'll have to wait and see. But that was injury numero uno. The second one is the Kawhi Leonard. Oh, that's some fun formatting there. So, man, the Kawhi stuff is out of control. I follow a lot of Clippers beat reporters, and everybody was saying actually, that's not true. Everybody was saying the same thing except for one guy. Shout out Law Murray, who follows the Clippers pretty closely. He was the only one saying that there has been no setbacks and that Kawhi is probably going to be ready to go. This is just a load management thing. However, there was a lot of reporting in the last 24, 48 hours that Kawhi is not really with the team. He hasn't been practicing. And then it came out that he's definitely not going to play in the rest of the preseason. And he might not play in the regular season. And then all of a sudden, bang, they were like, he's out indefinitely. Boston Bay says inflammation doesn't seem that serious. Yeah, but the problem, what's up, Ricky Ricardo in the chat? The problem, though, is the inflammation comes from him doing work. So every time he gets on the court or does some basketball activities, the knee flames out. It swells up a little bit, and then, you can't keep playing. So I think if every time he does activity, he gets knee inflammation, that's going to be a problem. And he also said earlier this offseason or in training camp that he feels like this is going to be something he just deals with forever, which is a little concerning. But there's two camps right now. There's the majority of people who are saying that this is a really bad for the Clippers and that they are not going, they're just not going to have Kawhi. When do you think they'll ever get Kawhi? If they ever will have him back on the court. And then there's, again, Law Murray, who I get pretty plugged in, was out there saying this actually isn't a big deal. They think he's going to be ready to go. Maybe not game 1, but game 2 or game 3. I do think it's a little concerning if he hasn't been practicing at all. I mean, that does make me a little bit nervous that he hasn't been there at all. And again, man, the Clippers, we talked about it on Monday or Wednesday. The Clippers don't control their draft stuff for another 5 years. 2030 is going to be the first time that they're able to go out there and make some draft picks that are their own. So when you look at their starting 5 of James Harden, Derrick Jones Jr., Norman Powell, right? Maybe Nicholas Batum, and then Ivica Zubac. It's a little scary. That's a little scary for the Clippers. And you got the 76ers, most notably the Oklahoma City Thunder in the next 3 years, just kind of licking their chops, being like, okay, we'll happily take that first round pick. Because I think that roster that we just threw out there, and you've got Terrence Mann coming off the bench. I mean, freaking Kai Jones, who has like looked okay. I think if you just look at the box score and you're like, whoa, Kai Jones had 4 blocks today. You're like, wow, he's back, baby. I don't, if you were watching those games, I don't know how exciting the Kai Jones prospect is. And then, I mean, good Lord, is this guy going to even play, or is he going to get suspended again, or is he going to do something insane in the locker room again? But we got our guy.
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers, throwing things in buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
And so when you're like, man, at least we get 30 minutes off the bench from Kevin Porter Jr., I don't know how enticing. Again, from a fantasy perspective, excited to play these guys. But from like a let's win some basketball games perspective, not so sure. So the Clippers might be in a little bit of trouble. This is the exact opposite situation of the Hart-enstein injury, where like the Thunder should have no problem floating, staying above water, and they'll be fine. And then he comes back seamlessly. Kawhi, he comes back, and then it's like, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. You know, what's going to, like, does he come back and then is he able to play like 55, 60 games, or does he come back, play 3 games, and he's like, ooh, my knee's getting bigger and bigger. I got to take some time off. And then, yeah, Zealy said Storm and Norman Powell time. It is going to be a lot of Norman Powell. It's going to be a lot of Norman Powell. Anyways, that's it for Dr. Zakarian. I hope everybody loved the thumbnail today, okay? Well, we've been putting in some work. You know, some people are in the weight room in the offseason. Some people working on their jumper, like Jason Tatum, trying to get the hitch out of his 3-point shot. Some people, you know, go to therapy, try to get their mind right, okay? Better health, promo code HOLD. Mike Zakarian, he got in the Canva thumbnail lab, okay? Was out there tinkering, using some AI, boosting some glow. All right. And that's what happened today. But anyways, that's it. The doctor's out now. No more Dr. Zakarian. Let's move on to segment 2. Segment 2. Let's look at some rookies. Okay. Because I'm excited about what we've been seeing from some of these rooks. I think part of Dr. Green Thumb. There you go. Let's fucking go, Stan. One of the fun things here about like the rookie class seeming like it's going to be a dog doo-doo, right? There's no Wembanyama. It's going to be a bad class. Is that the floor is so low for some of these guys to cook. And last night, wow, Matic Auto doing some copay. See, and you know what Matic Auto did this offseason? He's like, how can I bring my super chat to the house? And he was like, let me do it like that. That's what I'm talking about, okay? That's going to be talking about. Maybe we bring a lawyer to it next, Portland. But with some of these rookies, we've been seeing some upside from some of these, and maybe it's not like 15-time All-Star when their career is said and done. But let's start with Dalton Connect. I know that's not in order of how I wrote it down, but I don't know how many people stayed up late or how many people are grinding the NBA preseason here down the stretch. But Lakers won this game against the Phoenix Suns in overtime. AD, real quick, had 35 points in 34 minutes, 35 points and 10 boards. But on the our guy Dalton Connect, 10 for 18 from the field, 8 for 13 from 3-ball. Dalton Connect, the rookie out of Tennessee, finished with 35 points and 7 boards. And I mean, listen, there's 2 schools of thought seeing this from Dalton Connect. So Dalton Connect is either going to be on the JJ Redick side of things, of being like, this is the young guy that we need. This is the young guy that we need moving forward. He's going to help us out there. Or is he going to get the D'Angelo Russell treatment, which means D'Lo and Dalton Connect for Zach LaVine, who says no. Now, I hope the Lakers don't do that because they have a broken brain. They have a broken brain. They got LeBron GM. So who knows what's going to happen. But we'll have to see. Regulator said, no, this is, sorry, the stats that you're seeing right here are full preseason averages. So we said with Connect, he did drop 35, but he's averaged 18 points and 4 boards this preseason. So sorry, I should have noted that in the graphic. But anyways, good stuff from Edie. Jesus. Good stuff from Dalton Connect. On the Phoenix Suns side of things, we have to shout out Ryan Dunn, who I know last night only went 1 for 3 from 3 and dropped 3 points. But Ryan Dunn has been kind of a revelation for the Phoenix Suns and a little bit of a steal. Both of these guys going later in the draft have been kind of steals for them. And it seems like teams that are going to be trying to compete, Phoenix way more than the Lakers, well, they'll both be trying, but one of them probably being a little bit more successful at it. Dunn's been like a knockdown shooter. And when you look at the Suns rotation, like he's not going to crack the starting rotation or anything like that. The starting five for Coach Bud is probably going to look like Tyus Jones running the point, Devin Booker at the 2, Beal at the 3, KD at the 4, and Yusuf Nurkic at the 5. And then, but you look at their bench, it's Plum Dog Millionaire. They got Monty Morris. They got, we're definitely going to do a drop here. We're definitely going to do a drop because you know who else they have? Do you know who else they have?
Bobo.
Bobo.
His first name is Bull and his last name is Bull.
No,
Look
yeah.
at his legs.
Close.
Long legs.
Oh my God. I bet his legs are taller than my whole body. I'm leaving you for Bobo. Like.
That's right. They got Bol out there as well. Shout out the old video. But I do think, and then Royce O'Neal, of course, but I think, and Okogie, I think Ryan Dunn is going to crack the rotation, especially, and they got Grayson Allen. So maybe it's a little bit of a redundancy with Grayson Allen. They could ride the hot hand, whoever knocks down threes. But I think that's two promising grabs from both the Lakers and the Suns. Another rotation piece. And again, when you're not taking those guys in the lottery, like they fell out of the lottery and they were able to get some production out of them, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We should also look at the A-Town down, Atlanta. Zachary Risache. Regulator said it's Grayson Allen coming off the bench. Yeah, I think Allen will be off the bench. I think Allen will be in the 6th. Grayson Allen will be like the 6th man. Him and Royce O'Neal, probably the first 2 guys off. And then Okogie and Dunn along. Well, and Monty Morris probably backing up. Yeah, they got a lot of guys. I honestly, let's talk about Phoenix for just 1 second. I was thinking about this a little bit more, and maybe if I had a bigger brain, we were talking about it in the Discord. If I had a bigger brain, I would have said this earlier. I think there's kind of a fun bet for the Phoenix Suns to either win it all or just be the 1 seed in the West. Maybe that's an overreaction to the Hart-enstein injury and also like KD and Devin Booker doing Olympic shit this summer. But I don't know. I was just looking around the rest of the Western Conference, and Denver kind of in a weird spot. Minnesota with new pieces now. And I'm not saying they're going to be bad. I'm just saying I think there is still, like, everybody's been like, oh, it's OKC 1, and then it's some combo of Dallas, Minnesota, and Denver, and then who else am I feel like I'm forgetting another team in there, right in that range. But I think if Phoenix stays healthy, man, they might win a ton of regular season games. I think the addition of Coach Bud is pretty good for them offensively. Of course, there's already the buzz going, what if Yusuf Nurkic turns into Brook Lopez and starts shooting 38% from three-point land on 5 attempts a game? I don't know if that actually happens, but I don't know. I think that's kind of a fun long shot bet if you were trying to get into it. Tesla in the chat saying it's wild that you can have 2 all-NBA players nowadays and barely be fighting for playoff contention. Shout out the Los Angeles Lakers, baby. All right, let's go back to the Rooks. Zachary Risache. So he's been averaging 16 points and 5 boards through a couple preseason games for Atlanta. And I can't figure out if A-Town Down is going to be starting him or not. Right, because we know they've got Clint Capella, the Swiss big man Clint Capella. They've got Jalen Johnson, who I'm vying for maybe his first All-Star appearance. Trae Young. I think Dyson Daniels is probably going to be starting at the 2 with Bogdanovich coming off the bench. And then I don't know what they're going to do at the 3. Is it DeAndre Hunter? Is it some other rando? Or is it Risache? But either way, he's going to get a lot of run. So he's looked okay. He's looked like good for them. I think that's a lot of fun. We got Zach Edey, the big man for Memphis. He had that one really big game, but has been averaging 13 points and 7 boards throughout the preseason. I've talked at length about him already. I think he's a pretty exciting fit for Memphis. I think there's probably going to be matchups where he gets played right off the court. I was thinking a little bit about how the New Orleans Pelicans are rumoring to play Herb Jones or Zion at the. They like refuse to say Zion's going to play the 5, but it feels like that's what's going to happen. But if they're going to play these smaller guys, are they going to be able to shoot well enough and move enough that it plays somebody like Zach Edey right off the floor? Or is Zach Edey able to keep up with it and then just punish them down low? So I think that's going to be a fun one to watch moving forward. We already talked about Dalton Connect. You got Reed, the Mustachio Shepherd, only averaging 6 points, 3 boards, and 2 assists. It's funny. The hype on Reed Shepherd is like building right now. People seem very excited about Reed and what he's been doing. He's looked good in the minutes that he's gotten out there. But again, the Houston like roster is 45 deep right now. So I think it's just going to be a little bit harder to crack that. Well, he'll crack the rotation. There's just so many guys. I'm pretty excited about what we've seen from Amin Thompson. Did you guys see highlight of Amin Thompson last night, hitting with a Euro step? Whoo! Then we get to Charlotteboro. The Buzz City man, Saline, been averaging 12 points and 7 boards, has been letting the 3-ball fly. So that's one to watch. And I know we've got some Charlotte fans that are a little bit more plugged in the chat. Do you think he is going to be like first guy off the bench? Because they're like sneaky deep right now, right? They have LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller in their backcourt, assuming those are the 1 and the 2. Mark Williams looks like he's almost back. Saw a positive report from him yesterday. He's at the 5. You've got Miles Bridges, that piece of shit, at the 4. And then I'm not really sure who their 3-man is going to be off the top of my head. And like maybe he cracks that. They also have Grant Williams and Trey Mann off the bench that I think are going to be pretty fun for them. And then our guy, Big Dick Nick Richards, coming off the bench, backing up the 5 minutes. But anyways, he looks good, man. I mentioned this in another episode. I thought he was going to be a long-term project. And now it looks like he might be out there just balling his life out, you know? And then you got Stephon Castle for the San Antonio Spurs. He's actually, Josh Green. Thank you, Juan Stockton, is Josh Green. I knew I was forgetting somebody else. Good call. Castle's been averaging 11 and 3 with 11 points, 3 assists, and 2 boards so far this preseason. And I thought he was someone that was going to be a little bit raw. He looks good, man. And I think he's going to get a little bit more run early on with Devin Vassell probably missing the first week or two of NBA action. And that should get his feet wet a little bit. I like that he's going to be like getting tutored by Chris Paul, but he's going to be a fun second half of the season play, I think. I think he's going to be a fun second half of the season play. And then another Frenchman, Alex Sarr, 11 points, 5 boards, almost 2 blocks a game. That's pretty spicy. I know we've covered this a bunch. I think a lot of this, honestly, is coming from the fantasy perspective. Washington is going to be a dog-do franchise this season, but on purpose. So they get credit for that because they've been a dog-do franchise in seasons past, but that was unintentional. This one's intentional. They've got guys like Malcolm Brogdon, who's already on the injured reserve. They've got Jonas Valanciunas, who I'm assuming is going to get moved sometime this regular season. I know they've got Marvin Bagley and Richaun Holmes, but these young guys, and Alex Sarr is going to do it right from the get-go. He's going to be starting at the 4, playing some 5 minutes as well. Also, Borland mentioned Corey Kispert. I do think Corey Kispert gets moved at some point as well. I hope he does anyways. I feel like he could really help a contending team. But anyways, the trio of, I'm forgetting who the third guy is, Sarr and Bub Carrington. I'm excited about Bilal Coulibaly. I think it's going to be a fantasy-friendly, fun team that's going to lose a ton of games. But the buzz, there was no buzz on Alex Sarr after the preseason. He's got that one like infamous game where I think he was like 0 for 450 from the field goal, like his field goal percentage, or it was 0. His field goal percentage was 0. But I do think if he's going to log these minutes, they want to know what they got in him. I think it's going to be a fun one. And then we get the Dilly Bar, trademarked by me, Mike Zakarian, Rob Dillingham, averaging 19 and 5. He looks good, man. I don't know if I'm just typecasting him as a small guy. I feel like he's got a little Rip Hamilton in him. Rip Hamilton in him. I don't know if anybody else is seeing that. He just seems pretty crafty, a little undersized, but can get to his spots. And I think as the jumper falls, he's going to be a fun piece for them. I don't know if he's going to be useful right away. But I've liked what I've seen with Dillingham. And I think Minnesota doesn't need him to be awesome, October 1st. They need him to just be a meaningful rotation guy as we get later into the season. And then hopefully he can spell Mike Conley. And one of the upsides of that Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo trade that happened with Karl Anthony Towns is that, like, I think there was a lot of pressure on Dillingham to be able to supplant Mike Conley, maybe not as a starter, but be like, okay, he can also run point. Now with what they've been doing with Dante DiVincenzo, we've been seeing him run some point, and that just takes a little bit of pressure off Dillingham being ready to go right away. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited about it. Tesla said Dilly Bar is seeing a late fall spike in sales. I think it's a great nickname. I think the Dilly Bar is a great nickname. And Regular said, did you see the Miller throwdown against Turner? Yes, that was a body. He got bodied. Miles Turner got absolutely bodied last night. All right. Any other rookie stuff that I missed? I tried to get the ones that were sticking out, that were being talked about quite a bit. Like I didn't mention Baylor Shireman of the Boston Celtics or anybody like that. Nick is asking a lot of SORARE stuff. Nick, I don't have it in front of me, but my guess would be Kevin Durant, man. McCain, Borland asked about McCain, the Philadelphia 76ers. I know there's some hype. I think Weisberg, some other people were hyping him up in the Discord a little bit about maybe being a six-man guy. I don't think I see him being like the first guy off the bench. He did just go up he went up for a bucket the other day. Nick, hold on, man. He went up to the rim, got knocked down, had to go to the hospital with a back and injury, like a back and maybe a possible concussion. He was released from the hospital the next day. Seems like he's gonna be okay. He's being reevaluated, but it seems like he's gonna be okay. I'm taking on a wait and see approach. I'm gonna do a wait and see approach from McCain. I want to see how he actually infiltrates the Sixers offense. There we go. Nick says, all right, so who are your if you were to get a rookie, we're talking about rookies. The rookies, I'm going to talk about this in the value hunting episode that's going to go up today. But I think Risa Shea, Edie, and Alex Sarr are the three that are going to mess around right away. I think they, like, for game week 1 and game week 2, they're going to cook. But I would be a little bit hesitant to go after all of them right off the top. But yeah, we also do. Yeah, if you look at the great point, Manny Harrison, Nick, if you look at the left side, I get SORARE NBA coming up in a few segments. Hilarious said Oubre was asked how McCain was feeling, and he said fine. Meanwhile, McCain was in the hospital. Well, you know what? They asked the wrong person because Kelly Oubre got hit by a car when he was on a bike. So he's probably like, oh, McCain got hurt in a basketball game? Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. I got hit by a car when I was riding a bike, and then the entire city of Philadelphia thought it was a conspiracy theory that I didn't get hit by a car. So shout out Kelly Oubre. We're now Kelly Oubre stands here at the NBA bit. All right, let's talk a little Lonzo Ball. Speaking of injuries, Lonzo is back. All right, Lonzo is back, and I'm excited for him. He came out, played in that preseason game, and the only slide I have is just a cute little photo there of him in the locker room. Everybody was jacked up. He knocked down 10 points. I think it was on 4 for 6 shooting. First shot was a corner 3. Knocked it down. Made an insane hustle play where he was kind of running towards the bench, saved the ball. It was like a steal and a save, and then goes flying into the stands. He talked after the game that he was like, because this is my biggest concern with Lonzo. When someone is hurt like this for a long time, you wonder if they're thinking about getting hurt and how their knee is feeling the whole time they're running around. And maybe this was just like player speak to sound tough, but he was like, I wasn't thinking about it once while I was out there. And I think it's indicative of that play he made running into the bench that he's probably not thinking about it. And that's exciting. And listen, I don't know. I don't think this is going to be like, oh, get ready. Lonzo's playing 35 minutes a game, averaging 15, 8, and 8. I don't know if we're going to see that. But it's just good. It's good for basketball. It's always, I always like, I think about Brandon Roy and Greg Oden and I guess whatever other Portland Trailblazer you can come up with that just battled injuries and never could stay on the court. And Lonzo was looking good, man. He played great with the Pelicans for that stretch. Really like found his way as this like guy who could move the ball, knock down threes and play defense. And then even that little run in Chicago when he first got there, they had something special going. And again, they're going to be bad. And I think the Bulls are looking towards the future. So I don't think they're trying to run out a lineup that includes Lonzo, Levine, and Vucevic unless they're trying to prop them up to then move off of them. But it's good to see. All right, Boston Base, I'm sure this will be good. He said, like when you sprain your ankle playing laser tag and everyone asks what happened and you say you got jumped, but things escalate and you're in the court witnessing a potential wrongful conviction, all because you lied. Is that what you were going to say? But anyways, good to see Lonzo back. Love to see it. Love to see it. Happy Lonzo Day. Let's keep moving. Guys, it is way too early to victory lap. Let me say that right now. Look at the poor job I did. Look at the left side. I did not line that up right, and look at the background. Embarrassing stuff. All right, new stuff for me. New stuff for me. Ooh, we got Maggie Carp in the chat. I'm going to remove this, and we're going to share screen, and we're going to look at the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN, and we're going to look at the box score from last night's Denver Nuggets and Minnesota Timberwolves game. All right, well, let's zoom in a little bit. And let's look at the bench. Julian Strawther in 30 minutes, he went 8 for 13 from the field. He went 5 for 8 from three-point land, 12 for 13 from the line, and dropped 33 points. 33 points, 3 boards, and 2 dimes for Julian Strawther. I know it's early. It's the preseason. We shouldn't be freaking out because of like one response here. I believe this is the 3rd or 4th preseason game. It can't be the 4th. There's no way he did it 4 times. But in Denver's 5 games, I think it happened 3 times where Julian Strawther has scored over 20 points. This game, over 33 points. Listen, Denver is desperate for bench scoring. All right? Christian Brown is a great defender. He can hit corner threes when he's wide open, not really at high volume. He's out there to play defense. So you got Murray, you've got Brown, and then you've got Jokic, Gordon, and Michael Porter Jr. You look at their bench, man. You look at their bench, and you've got like freaking Saric, Zeke Naji, Hunter Tyson, Conchar, Russell Westbrook, who we know can't shoot the ball, and it's Strawther. They're going to need him to knock down triples. Borland, they rested their starters, but I don't care. I just wanted to see him knock down shots. He is going to be, if not the first, the second guy off the bench. And I'm just going to keep banging the drum. If you're doing underdog double dribble best ball drafts, NBA best ball, even a stash in like a regular season, like, because if Murray goes down, and there's so much bad juju around Jamal Murray right now, even though he had a solid performance last night, Strawther is going to be relied on to do a ton of offensive stuff, and he gets to play with the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic, who's just going to find him for wide open shots. So give me the Strawther, baby. Give me the Julian Strawther. Also, you know who we get a shout out for that from that Minnesota game? How about our guy, Luka Garza? This is the starting 5 for the Minnesota Timberwolves last night. Robbie Dillingham, Minot, PJ Dozier, Luka Garza, Terrence Shannon Jr. Luka Garza, 11 for 17 from the field. 3 for 6 from 3, 29 points, 9 boards from Garza. My guy Garza, first summer league I ever went to in Vegas. Garza was, I forget what team he was on then. It wasn't the Timberwolves, I don't think. Was it? Forget what team he was on. Maybe it was, whatever. It doesn't matter. Maybe it was the Timberwolves. Garza is going through the layup line. I have never seen anyone more hyped in my life. A lot of like a lot of chest bumping. It was really good stuff. Patrick said, does underdog provide field ownership on players at best ball? It'd be neat to see your leverage with them. I don't believe underdog does it specifically. Maybe they do. They do this shit for football, but honestly, they just don't have the same hype for NBA that they do with they don't have the same hype for NBA that they do with the NFL. And I get it. Also, Borland was letting me know that they have it with Detroit. You know what you can check, though? You can check by their average draft position. I believe there's 192 draft picks in underdog. And like Strawther's ADP is like 191. And this dumbass is like 18% on Strawther right now. But Borland did remind us Luka was with Detroit. So let's get a drop in.
Detroit basketball! Detroit basketball! Detroit!
Here we go. Sneeps is asking what's in the white box, I think. Is that what you were saying, Sneeps? The white box is drugs. No, the white box is the router. I had to move it around because I was cleaning lately last week or whatever, and I haven't put it back where it goes. This is the router. But a great question. And then Maggie Carper saying what they do is they probably would give someone a file if they cared, and they would have to do it. Underdog won't do it. Yeah. So we need to be the change we want to see in the world. Gandhi said that about best ball. It was about best ball. That's what he said it. Okay, let's keep going. Let's get off of this graphic here. I don't think we gotta. Let me go back over here. I think that's it on Strawther. And then I got SORARE NBA on here as the last segment. I don't know if anybody has any. I know Nick had some questions earlier. I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts on SORARE stuff that's happening right now. I'm still waiting, hopefully this weekend, although I had a life thing happen late last night. I don't know if saying this is actually bad. But actually, I think I can tell you guys this. Last night, I get a notification at, I want to say it was like right before I was going to bed. It was like 11 o'clock. It was right after I watched my pick'em not hit in the football game. So I was already a little tilted. And I got a little email from my bank. They said, hey, you're all set. We changed your primary phone number. And I got an email right after that was like, hey, you're all set. We changed your primary email address. And then another one after that, they're like, hey, you're all set. We changed your password. So your boy had to get up there and I was on the phone with like fraud protection for about an hour and a half last night, locking everything down. And luckily nothing was moved or stolen. I'm safe. FDIC anyways, baby. I'm proud to be a federal dick American, that everything was safe. But yeah, I think our identity got stolen. So, you know, I'm going to be spending the weekend doing cash only while my account's locked up. Actually, they did a really good job where they were just like, we set you up with new stuff. You'll be good to go on Monday or Tuesday. So pretty terrifying shit. But anyways, that might slow down some of my stuff. But let's go back. Plumlee is a good $6 player, backup injury prone for Nurkic. And then Maggie Carp said $6 Plumlee when you can get $1 Kai Jones. I mean, honestly, yeah. Like, I think I think both are fine. I think Plum Dog Millionaire's fine. I do think if Nurk gets hurt, that's definitely good. Also, it wouldn't be the first time we Boston Bases can't steal. Boston Base, that was good, man. Let's do a mental health check. I mean, Stan Love said that. Excuse me. I can't believe I just credited Boston Base with Stan Love's joke. That was really good, Stan. That was good. I am a poor little bitch. Let's do a mental health check for that one. We can't go down this road. We can't talk about like how you need to have had sex in order to have responsibility. I just think it changes you, you know? I think it changes you. Oh, anyways, that was some chaos. But yeah, I like that Kai Jones call. I like the Plum Dog call too. Yeah, we've seen Nurk played off the court before. Not the first time, won't be the last time. So I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that call. I haven't really checked in on auctions, but yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to take a look maybe this weekend, depending on. Oh, let me change my background. Sorry about that, guys. Depending on, you know, how poor I am after somebody stole all $9 of mine. Is this so rare shit really a one of one? Yeah, the uniques are really a one of one. Let's go look at auctions. Let's see what's happening here. Yeah, let's see. They've got 8 uniques going right now. 8 uniques going for one of ones. Although why didn't it? I just tried to filter that here. You can get a Jared McCain. This one's closing in. Oh no, that only went for $5. What's going on here? That's pretty good for a rook. Also, why won't it let me filter shit? Oh, there we go. All right. So you got Michael Porter Jr. That's a 101, 2,800. Trae Young 101. Zachary Risache 101. You guys doing some uniques or what? You guys getting after the uniques? I don't think I will. Tandy gonna own you on So Rare coverage now? Yeah, I saw it. Congrats on. Well, honestly, Tandy should be giving me a cut of that because your boy hooked Tandy up. Is that? I see what you're saying. The shirt. I see what you're saying. I didn't know you meant the hoodie. Anyone know where I can spend $9 real quick? Are you trying to find Maggie Carp? Are you on So Rare? Are you over in the So Rare streets? Or are you saying you stole my $9? Is that what you're saying? You stole my $9? God damn it. No, listen, guys. Let Tandy make his money, okay? What people? It's not. Top Shot and So Rare is not. There's no Highlander. It's not like they can only be one. Different stuff. You know, one of them's fun and the other one's not. All right, let's see. Bilal Koulibaly's going for $23 right there. Okay, get 2 Bronnies. The Bronny stuff is hilarious. Do not go out there and spend money on Bronnies. Please don't. He's not going to be playing basketball. Let's see. What else can we get into here? I got a few more minutes. Yeah. Magcarp, just give me a cut of your drafts. Give me a cut of your drafts this week, and I want 10% of your football action. Nick says, can you explain the percentage boost on the cards? I want to get my MVP Jokic as a classic for my limited competitions and have everything else in season, so that's a bit cheaper. Yeah. I mean, it's exactly what it says, Nick. So like if you see the Jokic here, right? So if we look for Jokic, so the in-season cards are going to have a higher boost. So if Jokic scores 50 fantasy points and you own this card, you'll get a 5% boost on the 50. So what's that? An extra 2.5 points. So you get 57.5. Where if somebody owned a card that was a classic that has like a 1% boost, they'd outscore you. So that's it. You just get a little bit of boost. PJ Washington thoughts? I'll give you some fucking PJ Washington thoughts, Borland. That's a really good question. Let me give you some PJ thoughts. Let's do it. If I can find a video.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
Okay, that's not true. That's not true. But I would love. I've been trying to get because Kelsey got me on this like moisturizing face cream stuff that I should be doing every day to protect your skin. I'm trying to get a brand deal with them though. I've been trying. I can't get them on the phone though. I want one. I want a brand deal. Malin and Goats, baby. Malin and Goats. Can you rank up the classic boost? Yeah, every single time you play your card, whether it's in a contest or in a training lineup, you get a little bit more of a boost. Jay Blaze says, how much is that PJ Washington worth now? Dude, I bet you it's like under, I would have to log into Top Shot, which I haven't done in a while. Hold on, give me a second. My guess, I haven't looked yet. My guess is it's like $20. That's honestly probably too high. But my guess is like $20. It's not a lot. Whatever it is, it's not a lot. Hold on. I got to verify my identity, which I'm sure somebody else is getting this text message right now too. Let's try this. Let's see. All right. Now let's share this screen. Hold on. Ooh, we got some sunlight coming in. Some sunlight. All right. Let's go look at the PJ Washingtons. Wow. Look at 15 run it back challenges are closing soon. They have 15 challenges running simultaneously right now. Maybe I need to get back into things here. All right, let's see. PJ Washington. Let's do rookies. All right, here we go. $73, baby. That's not bad. $73. Let's go. You can get the Top Shot debut for $4. I still own one of the Top Shot debuts. Well, the Top Shot streets are a dangerous place. There we go. Good to be back. Shout out Jacob and the community. Hope everybody's doing well. All right, dudes. I think we're going to call it there. Good stuff, everybody. Happy Friday. Just a reminder, we'll have some value hunting jumping up. Value hunting will be up. I'm going to try to get it up by like 4 or 5 p.m. today. I got to do some editing. I got to do that stuff. But that'll be up later today. Again, no happy hour stream, I don't think. Just the value hunting today. And then we'll be back on Monday with the NBA bit. And then Tuesday, we get some basketball action. If you're over on the Elite Fantasy Hoops channel, do me a favor, sign up for the membership, especially if you're going to be doing some Underdog daily contests. We're going to do daily ranks with you every day. You'll get some content. It will also be good for SORARE. I'll help out with that daily contest. And then for you Top Shot virgins, we'll still do a little bit of fast break fast for you. But hope everybody has a nice little day. Have a good weekend. It's nice and sunny here, but cool and brisk. Nice little fall. Fall is falling, baby. Fall is falling. All right, have a good day. Oh, wait, actually, one more thing. We're officially announcing the start of that podcast, I think, today or Monday, that other one that I'm doing with Trayvon Edwards. Just when I post about it, go hashtag engage. Go engage with that stuff. All right, now we're officially out. Have a great day. We out.